in St. Tammany at almost 100%. It's unheard of.
Listen, people, it is time. We need your story so that we can expose it to give a black man more time crimes against humanity that was taking place in the jail. We're going to have to expose it, people. Yeah, yes. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing out there today? All right, all right. Great day, people. I want you to know that you're listening to Belinda Parker Brown right here on New Orleans Talk Network. A force for justice. So I need everybody to go, call, get your phones, people. Everybody you know, text, Facebook, use all the social media tools to let everybody know to tune into our show today. They can download the app NOTN. NOTN is a white app with blue letters for free on your Android phone, your iPhone. They can also stream us on YouTube.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Woo!
YouTube.
Live.
Streaming live.
Streaming live on YouTube.
Good.
And they can also listen to us at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com on their computers.
From the comfort of home.
Okay, people, it's time for you to get rid of those flip phones, upgrade, and get involved with what's really going on.
Wait a minute, one more thing. The two most powerful tools in the world.
Yes, they got to go get the two most powerful tools in the world, because anybody that knows somebody
to know somebody
to call into the show today.
Come on.
Because we're here to expose the injustice in the criminal justice system like never before. We have a special guest that is also going to be a part of our show today. And I'm here to tell you, people, everybody needs to hear what this young lady has to say. So go and get your two most powerful tools in the world. Well, two of the most powerful tools in the world. My grandmother told me that is pencil and paper.
Pencil and paper?
Just look around. It's everywhere.
Everywhere. Pencil and paper.
And write this number down, 504-341-8255. And my guest is running a little late. I'm going to have her introduce herself, but you already heard my co-host here because Danny, I want everybody to know, Danny, we miss you. Okay, it's time for you to come on back to the country. I know it's getting a little heated here and a little, things is getting a little fired up here in the United States of America, but that's all right.
I got you back.
Okay, Danny. Because sometimes things got to get fired up.
Fired up.
Okay, we're gonna put some gasoline on it though, because we're gonna make some noise. Now come on home, Danny. We because we need you. All right. With that said, what we're gonna do. I have a very, very important announcement to make, because I want everybody to know that they can be a part of this event that's coming up, and that is going to be the new sheriff's inauguration. People,
yes, indeed. That's gonna be a good day.
if you really want to affect change, don't just ask for it and just think it's just gonna happen.
Be a part of it.
Change takes time. Change is sometimes very uncomfortable, but change is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's worth it when it comes.
And it's, yes, you're absolutely right. It's very much worth it.
Very much worth it.
And it's going to be July the 1st. That's a Friday morning, July the 1st at 10 a.m. And I'm trying to bring it up here to bring the message up on my phone. But just write that down, July the 1st at 10 a.m. Our new sheriff's inauguration. That's Randy Smith. And I'm going to tell you the location here in just a minute. I want everybody to know that it's going to be. Well,
you said it's Randy Smith of St. Tammany Parish.
Yeah, Randy Smith of St. Tammany Parish, our new sheriff.
Okay.
Jack Boo Boo Strain
is gone.
Hello. Okay.
You about to start crying now, ain't it?
Well,
July the 1st.
I just said he's gone temporarily. I ain't say we ain't done with him yet. Nope, okay.
But he's out there
but I want everybody to know that the rabbit got the gun.
Hello.
Okay. The rabbit got the gun, and it ain't no
fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Wow. I'm here to tell you people, today is a great day. And I want you to take your time and write this down. The new sheriff in town. I like that. The new sheriff in town. And his inauguration is going to be held on July the 1st at 10 a.m. at the Church of the King. And the address is 22205. That's 22205 Little Creek Road in Mandeville, Louisiana. That's Mandeville, Louisiana. Okay. And if you have any questions about trying to get that location or whether or not you can participate in this, I want to say awesome opportunity to be a part of this. I heard through the grapevine, which I ain't gonna say everything about what I had to do with that. It's not really about that, but our new U.S. Attorney, Kenneth Polite, is going to be the keynote speaker. And I'm hoping that he's coming with a BAM.
Oh, I hope so too.
Boom. Is it boom, boom, bam, bam?
Bam, bam, boom, boom. Whatever you got to do to slap cuffs on somebody.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I went out and I ordered some orange material. Okay. And
you gonna make one? You gonna make it? What size?
And I'm looking for somebody that know how to sew and make me an orange jumpsuit. Okay, so we can put them on puppet screens. Okay.
Whose name on it?
I want
whose name you gonna put on?
Let me give out my number and tell people how they can become a part of this awesome organizations. Louisiana United International, a force for justice, with Belinda Parker Brown, right here on New Orleans Talk Network. We are moving and shaking the state, people, like never before, exposing the injustice in the criminal justice system. I want you to call us. Join up and be a part of one of the most powerful civil rights organization in the state of Louisiana. You can call us at 985-503-0626. You can also go and visit our website at www. Get your pencil, write it down. LA stand for Louisiana, LA United, UNITEDI.com. And join up with us. Our membership is only $25 a year. It's really not, sometimes some people call it, what is it $25 for? $25 is 7 cents a day
or less.
365 days in a year. You do the math.
Add it up.
Okay, you need to join up and be a part of the organization because the power is in the numbers. We are building a strong, united front across this state.
And the key point of that is we are a force for justice.
For justice. Okay. I have a link that I want everybody to take their time out and listen to today because I just saw my guest. She just made it here. And I'm getting ready to invite her into the studio so that she can introduce herself and go and call your friends, call your family, call your neighbor, everybody you know, and tell them to tune into our show today. We have a great show for you here today, people. You know, we have to expose the injustice in our criminal justice system and allow our victims to tell their stories. And we have a story here for you today that everybody needs to know. Okay? So I want you to take time out. I want my producer to get this link ready from our Congressman John Lewis on last night. I stayed up to 2 o'clock this morning because it sounds like, I hear some noise. There's a rumbling going on.
And that was awesome. It needs to happen.
And I want you to listen to this link. I want you to listen. They're talking about the gun violence, but I want you to hear with a third ear of this powerful speech that our Congressman John Lewis, which is a good friend of mine, I know him personally. Okay. He's making, I think it's going to be a very profound speech that is going to illuminate our entire country into a shift, a change of a mindset of a people that have been silent for too long. Can you play that link for me, Mike?
We have lost hundreds and thousands of innocent people to gun violence. Tiny little children, babies, students, and teachers, mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, daughters and sons, friends and neighbors. And what has this body done? Mr. Speaker, nothing. Not one thing. We have turned a deaf ears. We have turned deaf ears to the blood of the innocent and the concern of our nation. We are blind to a crisis. Mr. Speaker, where is the heart of this body? Where is our soul? Where is our moral leadership? Where is our courage? Those who work on bipartisan solutions are pushed aside. Those who pursue common sense improvement are beaten down. Reason is criticized. Obstruction is praised. Newtown, Aurora, Charleston, Orlando. What is the tipping point? Are we blind? Can we see? How many more mothers, how many more fathers need to shed tears of grief before we do something? We were elected to lead, Mr. Speaker. We must be headlights and not tail lights. We cannot continue to stick our heads in the sand and ignore the reality of mass gun violence in our nation. Deadly mass shootings are becoming more and more frequent. Mr. Speaker, this is a fight. It is not an opinion. We must remove the blinders. The time for silence and patience is long gone. We're calling on the leadership of the House to bring common sense gun control legislation to the House floor. Give us a vote. Let us vote. We came here to do our job. We came here to work. The American people demand an action. Do we have the courage? Do we have raw courage to make at least a down payment on ending gun violence in America? We can no longer wait. We can no longer be patient. So today we come to the well of the House to dramatize the need for action. Not next month, not next year, but now, today. Sometimes you have to do something out of the ordinary. Sometimes you have to make a way out of no way. We have been too quiet for too long. There comes a time when you have to say something, when you have to make a little noise, when you have to move your feet. This is the time. Now is the time to get in the way. The time to act is now. We will be silent no more. The time for silence is over. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
Now he said it all in that short speech there.
Listen, people, let that resonate. Where is the courage? It comes a time, and the time is now. We're going to go to break, and we'll be right back. My guest is in the studio, and we're going to let her introduce herself. We'll be right back.
Inspired by the greatest American movement ever produced, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Oh, my Lord, Dr. King, organize.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned in to New Orleans Talk Network.
This is Tanya Free. A recent poll revealed that half of Americans, 51%, are worried that they or someone in their families might become a victim of a terrorist attack, while 48% said they are not worried. What's your take? Are you worried that you or someone in your family might become a victim of a terrorist attack?
The Tanya Free and Friends Talk Show, your destination for the best in social and political straight talk, Wednesdays.
Wags Food and Culture at 1601 Plaza Drive in Marrero, always delivering the best food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's a reason why people keep returning to Wags. The food's always hot, great portions, and it's just down home good. Call ahead to order in advance at 504-348-3080. That's 504-348-3080. And let Larry know that you heard about Wags on the New Orleans Talk Network. Call him now. Wags Food and Culture at 1601 Plaza Drive in Marrero.
At Jones Insurance, we find that peace of mind offers a real advantage. That is why we work hard to make things easier for you by protecting your cars, your homes, your businesses, and your life. Peace of mind, isn't that the best protection? Learn what insurance can do for you. Call your agent at 504-348-1492 or visit us at 7603 West Bank Expressway, Marrero, Louisiana.
What is New Orleans Talk Network? It's today's hottest topics with an added flair. You get ready because the conversation will be hot and better yet, mobile. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app available on Android, iPhone, iPad, and you can listen to us on the web at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com. Write down our talk line at 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255. Interactive and worldwide. That's what we are. Join in on the real conversation and tell a friend about the New Orleans Talk Network.
But that. What's up, New Orleans? Listen, this your man Fred, hosting your #1 sports talk show down here in New Orleans. Yeah, I said it. Fan View, where real fans talk about real sport. Join me, Bank Ball Recite, your people's man B, and Madman the Big Fan, as we talk about all the latest sports topic going down here around the country. Again, Fan View, where real fans talk about real sports.
Bethesda House of Prayer. Bethesda is a church for non-traditional worshipers, a church designed for those who love God's word. Would you like to attend a church where believers and non-believers can choose to worship together? A church where cultural differences does not get in the way of God's message. We invite you to be our special guest. Our services begin 9 a.m. on Sunday, located at 7601 West Bank Expressway, Suite B, Marrero, Louisiana. For more information, contact us at 504-348-0132.
All right. We're back. I think those were some very famous words of one of my favorite congressmen, Congressman John Lewis out of Georgia. Where is the courage? Well, we have some of that right here in the studio with us today.
Right.
And I'm just going to go right ahead and let her introduce herself, because she was an individual that became a victim of the system, people. And she decided that she was not just going to stand idly by and do nothing. So go right ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, first of all, I am in the studio live and in living color with the Brown family. What more can be said about that, huh? I mean, I knew I was going to have an opportunity to be in the presence of the beautiful Miss Belinda Parker Brown, but I did not know that she was going to double team me with Mr. Brown, doggone it. I mean, you talk about powerhouses up in here. Just thank you so much for the work that you're doing, for the heart, for the union, for the love,
yes,
and for the love of not only each other, but the love that permeates into your community. The love that you have for your people is it is worthy of remarks. Yes, definitely worthy of remarks. So, it takes a lot to, I think, you always wonder why ain't nobody doing nothing. And, these things are happening in our society, in our homes, in our families. Why is nobody doing anything? And I realize why nobody's doing anything, Miss Belinda, because it take work.
Woo, it's work.
I mean, that's the dirtiest 4-letter word I ever heard of in my life. Work. W-O-R, work. It takes work. And work
wow,
takes.
you're absolutely right. And Diamond, if you out there listening, you need to call in and give us the acronyms for work. Okay, we want to know.
She got one, huh?
Right.
But again, my name is Sybil Fox Richardson is my legal name, and those who know me best call me by my 2 last names, Fox Rich. My husband and I were in the Navy, and
sounds
so
like power.
I used to use my first name, Miss Belinda, and as a speaker, going out on the circuit and sharing my story and what God has done in my family's life, and what I am obligated to do back is to use my voice to be a messenger about what's going on in our criminal justice system here in Louisiana, and how deeply it is impacting the Black families
Yes.
that are and white poor families that are
Yes.
enduring this
Ooh,
system.
you got that right.
I just
Mm.
so when I would speak, people would say, "Oh, Miss Sybil, I love you. I listen to you every morning on the radio." And I say, "Oh, baby, they talking about Sybil Wilkes on the Tom Joyner show, Mr. Brown." And as honored as I was to think that they would be listening to me every morning on the radio, I wasn't on the morning like Miss Belinda Parker. So I'm just like, so how many times do you tell people, "Oh, I'm sorry, but that's the wrong Sybil." So I just told my husband one day, I said, "You know what? I'm tired of this. I just can't be, taking credit for somebody else's work. And I don't want to, bust people down and be like, oh, you were happy to see me, but baby, I ain't that Sybil. I'm sorry." So anyway, Miss Belinda, that's what God led me to Fox Ridge. We gonna just stick with that. So you won't be messing me up with nobody else. So when I do my work, you'll know it's my work and not somebody else's. But
he will change your name.
That's sure what I said. Make me who you want me, Lord. Miss Belinda, I had this young lady. She told me one day, she says, "When I grow up, I want to be like Fox Rich."
Wow.
And you know what I said? Me too. Me too, because she is everything that I desire to be. She is a prospective Nobel Peace Prize winner, that she is doing so much work in her community to make a difference that somebody one day gonna nominate a Brother Brown for a Nobel Peace Prize, and if I fall short of that, Miss Belinda, that ain't too bad of a spot to fall in, is it? That means I will have done something to be recognized for giving back to my community and trying to make a change. Fox Rich is a mother of 6 boys. I know that's a whole lot of people say, "Girl, Lord, what you got me beat?" Now it ain't often I run into somebody that's got me beat, Miss Belinda. Oh my goodness, that's why Mr. Brown up here watching this property.
Yes, it's spread abroad.
I am a incarcerated family of 18 years, 9 months, and 7 days as of today. That our family has been hopeful and waiting for my husband to return to us for a crime that we committed together. I am a convicted felon. I am a returning citizen. I've been home from prison for 14 years now. Had to leave my babies behind in the care of my mother and tell my oldest son at 7 years old, "I need you to help your grandmama. You the man of the house now. Me and your daddy gone, but I need you to watch after your younger brother that's 3 and your twin brothers that's 10 months old. I need you to be in charge." I am a used car dealer, finding a method of being empowered to feed my own children so that I don't have to count on somebody else for my livelihood, or somebody telling me I can't say that nowhere because I'm going to lose my job. I am concerned about my people. And the state that we are in here in Louisiana, like you and your husband, Miss Belinda. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like Fannie Lou Hamer said, we got to do something.
We got to make some noise.
We got to do something. And I came to that conclusion after, trying to work with this lawyer and that lawyer for relief for my husband. In our situation, we were faced with losing our first family business. The investor that we had told us 6 weeks before our opening that he had changed his mind about his investment. And we young business people, we ain't have nothing in writing. We had the man's word. Him multimillionaire, he ain't got no reason to lie to little us. But told us he changed his mind, decided not to do the investment. So the money that we were waiting on for the clothing for our first business was null and void, and we panicked. Anybody's ever been in a dark situation. We were so fixed on trying to succeed and putting in the work, to make life better for not only us, but for our children. And if we could ever just get over that wall of poverty, then we could just think about the people that we would be able to go back and help, that we would use the money to do good.
Somebody got to write the check.
Somebody got to write the check. Somebody got to put the bill.
Somebody got to put the work in.
Yes, somebody got to put the work in.
There you go.
That dirty 4-letter word. That dirty 4-letter word. And so we panicked and we lost all sense of reasoning. We tried every method that we could to try to, regain financial solvency, asking family members to believe in our dream that had the means to do so. We had just bought a home. We thought that maybe we could take a loan out on our home or on our cars and be able to get the capital that we needed to get this business open, and to no avail. There was help nowhere. And instead of us being patient and waiting on God and to see and trust, we let the devil step in and got all ignited on the inside with fear. And fear will drive you insane.
Yes.
It will make you do some things that will, as a matter of fact, from what I've heard about the Orlando shooter, was that he found out that he could possibly have HIV. This was one of the stories that I've heard on the news, that he had been having undercover sex, because they said he'd been going to that club for 3 years with some other gentlemen. And one of them, he believed, one of them had contracted AIDS, and he was afraid that he had it. And his retaliation, his fear, he couldn't stand to see what God had for him, and whether this was a transformative period for him to come true to whomever he wanted to be in God. But I found us September 16th, 1997, feeling that the only way that we could get the money that we needed to grow this family business and take our family out of poverty and definitely away from this opportunity at losing everything, this risk of losing everything, was we made a decision to rob a bank. And in that bank robbery, immediately after, I dropped off my husband and his nephew. Immediately after the robbery, they were arrested and retained. The interesting part about it is that they had surrendered, and the police officer still was shooting at them. So when you think about those types of things and how close I came to losing him when we were removed from that situation, Miss Belinda, it was just they say that sometimes for people to be rehabilitated, it takes a long, long time. They say for some people, it only takes a few situations. And then they say for some people, immediately after they commit an offense, they get it.
Right.
I can say that for my family, immediately when we saw the detriment of not only what we had done to ourselves, but what the offense that we had committed on our community, that immediately we were saying, what have we done?
Where did that come
This is not who we are. We are better than this. We are great people. What have we lost our mind for the pursuit of the American dream, where you will do anything by any means necessary? No.
No.
And so we have spent the past 18 years of our life redeeming ourselves, rebuilding our community, trying to lift up what we destroyed and keep others from making the same treacherous mistakes that we made. In
Tell
my
the people
opinion,
what they need to know. Go right
you just got to know that if you are Black in America, and in particular in Louisiana, you cannot afford to commit a crime, because you will lose far more in the commission of one, Miss Belinda, than you will ever gain.
That's right.
You will lose far more than you will ever gain.
Listen, people, that is good.
Wow.
I feel something is about to happen today on this show. So if you have not called everybody you know, you need to start texting, calling,
emailing, Facebooking,
yelling out the front door.
using all the social media tools right now to get the people on the show so they can hear what it is that they really need to know. This is real. Go right ahead, Miss Rich. Well, I got to say, Fox Rich.
So this is what happened to us, is that we found ourselves in this system. And I was a college educated woman. I had 2 degrees at the time we committed our offense. My husband was a college educated man, a military man, and come from a good families. Both of us did. And here we were in the judicial system. And I got to tell you, Brother Brown, I thought that everybody that went through the system got whatever time they deserved. I remembered, Miss Belinda, being in the voting booth when the 85% law was on the table in the 90s.
Okay.
And I said to myself, oh, yeah, if they commit a violent crime, they need to do 85%. And I voted in favor. I remember looking and saying that, oh, if they 17 and they committing crimes like they adults, they need to be charged as adults. And I voted yes. And that if they have committed more than 2 felonies and they are on their third, I remember vividly being in the voting booth and voting for it. And then I watched in 1997 everything that I had voted for fall right back on my family's laps.
Wow.
I watched how the 85% law was used when you may serve 35% more time, but you ain't getting no more services, no more education, no more training, no more nothing, no more rehabilitation for that 35% longer that you gonna do that you could have been out in just 50%. And all of the federal monies that our states used to get for housing people for 85% of their time for violent offenses, all that money went away, and most states have done away with their 85% laws. States like Texas, states like Arkansas, everybody but Louisiana.
Everybody but Louisiana.
Because we are addicted to slavery. So let me tell you.
Say that again. Because
we are addicted.
That's the key right there.
We are addicted to slavery, and you are right now is the time. Something major is happening in our state where we are saying that we can no longer, we gotta take this state into rehab.
What you say?
She got to go to the doctor.
That's right.
There it
She
is,
got to
people.
heal herself from her addiction on slavery.
Yes.
Slavery didn't work then, and it did not work through Jim Crow. They keep trying to make a subclass of human beings when we keep showing them over and over again, Mr. and Mrs. Brown, that we are not subhuman, that we are superhuman, because everything that they take us to, we go right on through it with a smile. Look at John Lewis up there on Capitol Hill saying, if y'all gonna do it, I'm gonna do it for you.
That's it.
But we gonna sit here till we get some resolve.
Yes.
We done been through worse.
Yes. We done been through worse.
we done been through worse.
We done been through it
When you
all.
had to walk by and see your people hanging from a tree and you couldn't even give them a sip of water,
All
and
right.
you better not take their body down out of respect. We done been through
We done
worse.
been through worse.
Come on, people.
We put the
if we
work
could-
in.
If we could go through that,
Yes.
you mean to tell me we can't deal with this new form of addiction to slavery that Louisiana has encountered?
Oh, it's fit to change.
It's changing right now. It's changing right now. This very moment, it's changing
Did
right
you
now.
hear that, people? It's changing right now. So it's time, if you haven't joined up and became a part
Look,
of
here you
this
go.
mighty movement,
You better get with it.
that's happening right now.
Right now.
It's time. It's time. We can't wait any longer, people.
LUI.
Don't
A
cry.
force for justice.
Don't cry.
Join LUI.
Don't cry about it.
Now, is
Okay.
it a membership fee, Miss Belinda? Because you know I got to make sure I'm on the roll. You know, that's like when you get to heaven, they say you want to make sure your name is on the roll. You make sure my name is on the roll. I don't know, I don't know if I got to donate blood or whatever, but whatever it is I need to do, you make sure that my name is on the roll for righteousness.
The power is in the numbers, people. You know, we have to gang up. We have to unite. We have to come together like they have ganged up on us. Okay? We know it's not right. We know that families are suffering.
Families are suffering.
Families are being destroyed.
Annihilated. Because when they take our men and they lock them up for life for stealing their third offense, stealing a candy bar, they give them life, like that boy in St. Tammany Parish on his third offense for marijuana. He got 2 pounds when the other states selling marijuana is legal, and they give him a life sentence. Our families are being annihilated. It's called institutional genocide, Miss Belinda. But they are using the institution to cut off our race.
Yes.
Because we can't have no babies if all our men gone.
Yes.
Then we ain't got no conjugal visits in the state of Louisiana, so they are promoting homosexuality. Well, these heterosexual men, because they can't get, your next to your will to live, your sex drive is your next strongest drive.
Come on. Tell them what they need to know. Ooh, I'm gonna say Fox Rich is in the studio today.
She in the house.
I just want to share with the listeners what happened with my family. Miss
Yes,
Belinda.
you go right ahead. Take
we,
your
we
time.
were going through the criminal court proceedings, willing
Mm.
to take responsibility for what we had done. We had taken a plea bargain. My
Mm.
husband and his nephew would get 10 to 18 years, and I was looking at 5 years probation. And here comes a lawyer that meets with my husband and tells him that he could get us a better deal. They had just come out with this program called intensive incarceration. And if you had 7 years of a sentence or less, then you could qualify for intensive incarceration, which means you would do 6 months intensive boot camp and you would return home on an intensive level of parole.
Very
So I'm
familiar.
like, yes, baby, let's do that. Let's try that. If he can get that for us, we paid that man our money. His intentions were to get more money.
What's his name? What's his name?
Paul Kidd out of Monroe, North Louisiana.
It's been exposed right here on New Orleans Talk Network.
Paul Kidd out of Monroe, Louisiana.
Wow.
He knew he could not get us a better deal. We had already been boycotized. When you're boycotized, that's when you sit before the
fix is
courts,
in.
you tell them that you are guilty, and then you tell them everything you did in the commission of the crime. Ain't no way we could have got a better deal when we done already told them people everything we did. So they call it ineffective assistance of counsel.
Yes.
My husband has served 18 years and 9 months now, because when that man couldn't get any more money, he withdrew from our matter, left the issue upset, did not put our plea bargain back on the table. The district attorney's office refused to put another deal on the table. They took us to trial because they had everything that they needed to convict us. We had told it to them. And then they used that and sentenced my husband to 60 years as a first-time felony offender in Louisiana, and a crime that nobody went to the hospital in or received medical treatment. Do you hear me? That is what is happening in our state. So my babies was 4 and 5 years old when their daddy got a 60-year sentence.
Wow.
My children ask me, Mama, does daddy know how to drive? Mama, does daddy know what McDonald's is? Has he ever eaten McDonald's before? Does my daddy know how to cook, Mama? What you think his favorite color is? What you think he like to do? Now, let me tell you, the power of God is that I can say that I've been with my husband since I was 16 years old.
Wow, that's beautiful.
I love him more today, Mr. and Mrs. Brown, than I did when I met him when I was 16. And I tell you, the way he used to touch me when I was 16 used to show melt my heart. And here he is.
We gotta beat on that too.
Got me beat on that.
Gotcha.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
We're gonna have to have another show
Yeah.
just to talk about
Let's
that.
talk about that. I'm in. Count me in. So I just say that, for us to maintain our family in the midst of our storm is our greatest accomplishment. We thought, and when we went in pursuit of the money, we thought it was all about the money. We get the money, we're gonna make everything else better.
Yeah.
But when you got love, and that was one time all black folk had when we was living in the slave cabins, having sleep on the floor, hoping that we wasn't gonna get sold away from each other, so we cling to each other because we knew that tomorrow wasn't promised, that we may not even be there the night with each other, see the night through with one another. It was love that got us over, that got us by, that got us through, that got us in, that got us out.
Woo!
Love rules.
Yes.
And that's what this experience has taught us, is that love, everything that we needed, we already had when we had love.
Ms. Fox, that's one of the things that that kind of like drives my passion, is that we are such a resilient people.
Yes.
And and once we connect, it's a done deal.
Yes.
So just keep going. I'm really enjoying everything that you have to say. I hope that my listeners would never ever be the same after this show today.
That is my prayer. That is my prayer. So we have spent countless. The incarceration system is such a big business.
Yes.
My husband works every day and he makes 4 cents an hour. Yeah, every month I'm working and I got to put money on his books. I got to make sure money on the phone so he can call home and have a relationship with his sons. And
Yes.
I got to make sure that I get up to the prison for them 2 days a month that they give us to visit with him. And we only guaranteed 4 hours a month to spend with him. You know, God
Wow.
bless that we get a little more time when we get up there to Angola. But,
Mhm.
you know, because he's there, if he was at one of those other satellite places.
Oh, wow. You know, you just said something very, very powerful. And I want to interject it to the people. She just told us, people, what it is that we really need to know. Prison is big business. Her husband is working for 4 cents a day, making somebody billionaires. We got to go to break. We'll be right back, and we're going to talk about how Fox Rich have such a passion and such a drive to help so many people. And I'm here to tell you, people, this is not fit to go away.
Not at all.
We're here to stay. All right, we'll
Not
be
at
right
all.
back.
This joint was inspired by the greatest American ever produced, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Oh, my love, Dr. King, organize. This one's for you.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
This is the Reverend D. Dunn.
And Charles Stewart.
We will be coming to you live every Monday, 11 to 12 noon on New Orleans Talk Network, hosting a new show, A Church Without Walls. The church is us, and the church is you. We are a church with no boundaries. Stay as long as you want, leave when you want. Remember, every Monday, 11 to 12 noon, tune into A Church with No Walls.
Don't you dare miss it.
What is New Orleans Talk Network? It's today's hottest topics with an added flair. You get ready because the conversation will be hot and better yet, mobile. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app available on Android, iPhone, iPad, and you can listen to us on the web at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com. Write down our talk line at 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255. Interactive and worldwide. That's what we are. Join in on the real conversation and tell a friend about the New Orleans Talk Network.
There are moments in life when we hesitate. Buying a home shouldn't be one. Markets are changing and interest rates are still low. Now is the time to make your move. At Rocksteady Realty, we are determined to find a home for you. We know the area, provide personal attention, and more convenience. For all your residential and commercial needs, contact Willie Jones at Rocksteady Realty at 504-460-3819. Discover the Rocksteady difference.
This is Captain Black.
This is Brother Al Mims. Join us for our new show,
The Hostages That Fight Back. Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Central.
We are all hostages to something.
But it's up to us.
Find the courage to fight back and make the change.
So tune in to become the change you want to see in the world here on New Orleans Talk Network.
Brothers and sisters, I don't know what this world is coming to.
Now, right now, New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Wow. We're back, people. We're back. And I'm here to tell you we're having a fantastic show today. My Congressman John Lewis from Georgia dropped something in my spirit. He said that it comes a time when you have to take action. And I'm here to tell you, we're talking about a divine connection that has happened here in the studio. The opportunity to have Miss Fox Rich. Just dropping some powerful
Awesome testimony. And
information.
a life
Yes.
that's gone through the system and still going through the system.
And that's how you help somebody.
That's like it is.
A lot of times, we don't want to go through nothing.
But she's put the work in.
And we can't talk about something that you don't know.
That's it.
And I don't care how much pride you have, people. You cannot help somebody if you don't know what you talking about. That's the reason why you need to join up with this organization. You don't have to be going through this alone.
That's it.
It's hard for you to do it all by yourself.
And they make it that way for you. They want you to be caught by yourself.
Is that how they want you?
They want you by like a rabbit. When a
so
rabbit
you can jump through all these kind of hoops and run around all these circles and be crying about, oh, they can't do that. Oh, that ain't right. Oh, look what they did. They're gonna do whatever they want to do.
Right. Just like Fox Rich just said, the money they paid out to an attorney, and the more money he wanted, and
he kicked them up under the bus and stopped them.
The thing is, they testified to what they did wrong, admitted their guilt, because when their eyes came open, they knew they did wrong, and you can't do what you did and think you're gonna get away with it. They admitted to it. Then it was used against them by this corrupt system that they call a justice system here in the state of Louisiana. This is probably the biggest joke of all.
Well,
this
people,
corrupt system.
And that's the reason why, another thing she said that, and I really want this to, I really want people to catch this. Prison is big money. And she's telling us that because it's not about education.
No. It's not.
Rehabilitation.
No.
It's not about you making a mistake and then all of a sudden you're going to get into these programs where you can be transitioned back into an upstanding citizen and become very viable in our
You sure know what to say. You speak on it, Belinda. Speak on it.
It's not about that.
It's not about that, boo.
That's the reason why we got to expose this. We got to let people know the real truth about what's really going on.
And we have got to join the Louisiana International.
Yes, civil rights organization and become a force for justice.
And let our voices be heard. We can't keep saying it back.
We can't be silent anymore.
We cannot be silent anymore.
Louisiana United will never be silent. Never.
We have young people out there right now that don't even know about the traps.
No.
They don't know about
that. They got a dollar sign on their back.
Yeah.
We got somebody right now fit to pay a lawyer $40,000. And they gonna take a plea.
Yeah. Now, what kind of
if you gonna take a plea, what you gonna pay $40,000 for?
Right.
We got somebody out there right now
talking to a corrupt attorney,
and he's in cahoots with the ADA and the DA and the lawyer and the
judge
and the judge.
They all go golfing together,
and the clerk of all of them in cahoots together.
But they got the front man to tell you to bring me $25,000 and I'll get you off.
I had a young man tell me, Ms. Fox, he said, he was trapped. He done something wrong. He made a mistake. He drove somebody's car, like partners hanging out together, young people. And he was like, here, man, take my car and I'm high. I can't drive. His friend had been drinking. really didn't even know the man that well. He trying to do a good deed. And I really believe this young man. He say, now, I drove his car. He get pulled over by the police. It's drugs in the car. Okay.
And then the drugs got to belong to everybody.
Everybody.
That's just like it
So,
is.
but he driving the car.
But he driving the car.
Yeah.
The car's not titled. It's not his car.
He don't know what's in the car.
So, never been in trouble before in his life. Young man, 19 years old. Got a baby on the way. Never been in trouble before in his life, and he is in trouble. Big trouble, because now he got to pay a lawyer $15,000.
And then it's still gonna be on his record that he was arrested for.
That's
So
right.
even if he gets the charges dropped, even if he gets the charges dismissed or takes a plea deal for the charges, it's still gonna show on his record that he was arrested for drugs. So he still got an arrest record.
He still got it.
Still got it.
But
So he's still in the system.
But listen, so his lawyer tells him, okay, you pay me $15,000, I'll get you a deal. So now here come his lawyer back saying, I got a deal, but you're gonna need $25,000 in cash.
More.
And he said, I want you to bring it to me in a McDonald's bag.
Cash.
Now, I'm like, this is, I have to see this to believe it. That the system is this corrupt and it's a disgrace.
You already see it. You already see it. I mean, it's just.
But it's
obvious.
happening. I'm not making this up, people.
It is happening over and over again, and we know it. And that is why organizations like this one is so crucial to our survival.
Yes.
Not us thriving. We can't get to thrive if we are just trying to survive. We have got to join Louisiana United and get busy with working to bring awareness to what's going on.
Yes, prevention.
And then letting people know that we are not helpless.
Yes.
That we are not victims, that we are conquerors through God.
Yes.
And if he has brought us from where he's brought us, Miss Belinda, ain't no reason why he can't bring us home.
That's right.
To move us closer to that paradise, that America that was conceived to be.
Yes.
We all are still fulfilling this dream of what it means to be an American.
Yes. Yes.
And this is our role that God
That's
gives
it.
us to play in it,
That's it.
to get Louisiana right.
Yes. She just said something else very powerful. And I got my husband is a preacher, so I'm hoping he don't get fired up and you just have to turn the whole show out with
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I'm trying to maintain.
but people, we need to know, if God said everything that's done in the dark gonna come to the light.
Yes.
Everything.
And my people perish because of a lack of
knowledge.
When you don't know, you gonna perish.
Yes.
So we're here to expose it. Everybody's you can't call people names because you don't know who you might offend somebody, you might hurt somebody's feelings, you might say something. Listen here, people.
You might be scared.
All heaven is scared. Oh, that's the word they use, Miss Fox. Oh, you might be scared to tell. No, people. All heaven is backing this up. Everything that's done in the dark is going to come to the light. I didn't say that. That's a fact.
That's it.
God, that's a principle that God put in the earth. Like gravity. If it's going up, it's coming down. It's time for you to know. And if you're walking around here with flip phones, oh my goodness. You cannot download NOTN on a flip phone. Okay? Upgrade your phone, people.
And let's do something about this thing. Look, injustice in the state of Louisiana is being exposed at a great rate. From all 64 parishes, we have them on notice. This young lady, Foxrich, has just exposed the DA, the attorney in Monroe, Louisiana. and it's continuing. When you hear their names called, you know who not to go to. That's a free service we're giving to you over the air. But when you join up with LUI because of what you're going through, or because you know someone else is going through something, join up because you know it's right. Don't wait till a problem comes knocking on your door, then want to get with us. Join up, be a part, as we show these corrupt systems what we're going to do to them.
And you know, you mentioned another thing before you go into our last part. I know we're going over, but we're fine. About ineffective counsel. You know, people really need to know
how to hire a lawyer. Hiring a lawyer
yes.
to me is just as life and death as if you find out you got cancer.
Yes.
Who you gonna let operate on you? Because these people are dealing with your lives.
Yes.
And you have to ask questions, research them, do the work to find out who you putting your money in the hands of.
Yes.
Have they ever been written up or reported to the Louisiana Bar Association? Who have they represented in the past, and how were they able to help them? What kind of legacy do they hold? Did they just get let me tell you, by the time we went to trial, the lawyer that was on our matter was a young brother I went to high school with. They wouldn't even let him off the case. We hired him just to handle the bond reduction.
Wow.
After the lawyer quit on us, they would not even allow him to get off the case, and he had never gone to trial before. So here this young man had just gotten his bar roll number in October, and here he was in May of the following year with his first trial representing us on an armed robbery charge.
Wow.
You know, you just said something, and people, I'm here to tell you.
I hope they're listening.
You know, you know, I had a young man tell me that he had the lawyer $10,000, and the lawyer wrote him a receipt on a piece of paper and put ching ching right next to it in a sloppy writing. He ripped off a piece of paper off of an envelope and wrote a receipt. And listen, people, if that's not corrupt, what is it? You just, and a retainer, they don't even have to report a retainer.
Oh, let me tell you something, Miss Belinda. I said it's only two jobs in my next life that I want to get. I either want that are unaccountable. I either want to come back and preach, Brother Brown, and give me a church, so I ain't got, because you ain't got to have no titles, no license,
no letters in front of your name, none of that.
Nothing. I could just say I've been called. I don't know who called me, but somebody called me, and here I am, Lord, send me and take up the love offering.
Yes,
and a lawyer. Those are the two most unaccountable positions that I have ever seen.
Yes.
You give them $10,000, $20,000 in a retainer, and they do not have any commitment whatsoever. You know, if somebody comes to me in my car dealership and they give me their money, Miss Belinda, I got to give them a car.
Yes, you got.
I can't just not give them nothing. I can't give them no skateboard.
Yes,
they give me their money down for a car. I can't give them no skates. Can't give them no boat. I got to give them a car.
Yes,
I got to give them something for their money. I would say to our listening audience that you got to be mindful who you put your money in the hands of. In addition to that, I just want to go back as we are about to close and say that my family has been enduring this situation for 18 years and 9 months. But every day we wake up fighting for freedom. Every night we go to bed thanking God for what he's going to do for our family and for our reunion, because we believe and we walk in faith that something has to be done and that we will be the ones to do it.
Yes.
That we are going to put in that dirty 4-letter word, work, W-O-R-K.
Woo! What you say?
And whatever work we must be done, the Bible says, if I am willing
and obedient.
I shall
eat the fruit of the
Come on now.
All right, something about to get started. It's gonna pop up in here.
That's a reward for the work.
For the work.
For the work.
For the work.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
So it's in
I'm trusting and I'm believing and I'm knowing that we have done what is right, and for that God is going to reward us and make us ruler over many.
Yes.
To be able to help our brothers and our sisters who are going through these same situations. This is a treacherous enemy that we have here in Louisiana in our criminal justice system. It is crooked. It is just void of what is good and what is right, and it is a descendant of slavery.
It's the beast.
It's the beast.
When you look at it, when you look at the book of Ephesians, it talks about dealing with principalities and powers and spiritual wickedness in high places. The state of Louisiana, the criminal justice system, is a demonic power that has never faced a foe.
Yes.
Until now.
Yes.
And LUI is the force that's coming against this demonic force that has never faced a foe before. So now we have all heaven backing us up against an enemy that has never faced trouble. Now this system in Louisiana is facing the most trouble it has ever faced before. We're bringing down judges. We're bringing down corrupt sheriffs. We're bringing down corrupt DAs. We're bringing down corrupt coroners.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Because it has to happen.
It has to happen.
For God to reign, the enemy has to be defeated. And it's happening.
Well, I want you to go right ahead and tell us a little bit about I'm excited about the foundation and the things that you're doing in the pursuit of your husband's freedom now. Go right ahead and just tell us. I'm getting excited because I already know it's woo.
It is a major and very exciting work. This past legislative session, we were able to get a bill authored and out of committee and onto the Senate floor that would have granted people who have served 20 years in prison an opportunity to go up for parole, to be considered for parole. And those are the types of, because we know that there is so much injustice in our system, we have got to change the laws to give these human beings an opportunity to come home and be human again. And we've got to get it done through the legislation. So that is one of a Coalition for Mercy is the name of our foundation. And we are working to change the laws to bring about humanity in our injustice system while we work at the same time simultaneously to dismantle our criminal justice system. I'm talking about bit by bit, brick by brick, iron barbed wire by barbed wire. It has got to come down. If we want to begin to abolish slavery in Louisiana, one of the first things we got to do, Belinda, is we got to shut down Angola.
Yes, shut it down.
We got to cut off the head of the beast.
Angola
was a breeding plantation for slaves in the 1800s. Then it became a home for the chain gang. We know about the cruel and unusual punishments there. We know about it in the 60s and the 70s, becoming known as the bloodiest prison in the world. And now here we are today talking about we got these theology programs that we allow students to attend, and we let them get these 4-year $50,000 degrees, knowing damn well that we ain't gonna never let them out again.
Never let them out again.
Most of the people in the program got a life sentence. So what you getting to spending $50,000 getting them a Bible degree for, because you're trying to use religion to rock them to sleep like you did when we were slaves.
Ooh,
you better watch out now.
This. I was talking to one of my African friends, and he was like, Belinda, do you know where the word Angola originated from? And he was sharing with me, he said that in Africa there was a place,
the country of Angola,
the country
where
of
they
Angola,
imported the slaves from, where they bred them on that plantation.
Yes.
And then they sold them throughout the country.
Yes. And so when they got here, they was always like, saying, I want to go back to Angola. I want to go back to Angola. So what happened when they found out that Angola, in order to make them, they named the prison Angola, because there was a cry for the people that had been brought from Angola to become slaves.
That's right.
And their cry was to go return back home to Angola. So what they do, they create
a place and call it Angola.
Here's your Angola.
Here's your Angola.
And was named the worst prison
in the world.
In the world.
The bloodiest
prison
in the world. So I mean, these are the types of actions that we have got to consider when you are living in difficult and challenging times. It comes like with John Lewis, Congressman Lewis said, it is time for us to stand. When we have done
Make some
all that we
noise.
can do, we have got to then let our voices be heard and say
Yes,
enough is
it's
enough.
enough.
You will not continue to let my people just die in this deep level of poverty and despair and suffering unnecessarily for your crookedness and your corrupt ways.
And ooh, now I'm here to tell you people, now my blood is boiling because I mean she's talking my talk. There it is, people. It come a time when enough is enough, and what you tolerate, okay, is exactly what you're gonna get. So we're not gonna tolerate slavery
anymore.
You know, the taxpayers, I mean, do the math.
And then the taxpayers paying more.
And we're paying more for something that we're not even getting.
And incarcerated families are paying the most. Not only do we pay our taxes that are used to house our loved ones, but then we have a double taxation without representation because our loved ones can't vote. Huh?
Yes.
And then we got to take care of them too. If my husband has to go to the doctor, Miss Belinda, he got to have money on his books for that. It ain't free. If he needs some good soap instead of the horse soap that they give him up there in Angola, I gotta buy him some soap. And you know, at one time, Burl Kane was trying to get a men at Angola generic meat. And the only reason why he didn't give him the artificial meat is because the company that was gonna give him a kickback off of the purchases didn't get the lowest bid in the bid offer, so he dropped it all together. They were gonna start feeding the men genetically modified meat, not even
I think
real
that
meat.
was them. They called it. The inmates be calling me all the time, and they say, Miss Brown, they feeding us this rubber chicken. That's what they call it, rubber chicken.
Yeah.
And it was
Now
that
they
coming off
growing
a
all
Jack
that
Strain
stuff?
farm?
Some kind of bird called an emu.
No,
What was
Jack Strain. I was told that he have a farm
Yeah.
where he was raising the rubber
And then
chicken,
selling
and the
them.
inmates
Yeah,
going
I
out there, and they're working on the farm, plucking the chickens or whatever. But you know, it's generic meat, like you said. You know, we exposing it to people, okay, because the federal government was paying for it while they was getting kicked back for it, and it's gonna be exposed.
Now the federal government pays $3 to $4 for the meal, right?
Right,
But
something
yet-
like that, right?
But yet, once it gets in St. Tammany Parish or other prisons here in Louisiana, it's $1. So who's getting the kickback off of that?
$1.10,
$1.10.
right? So because they was buying it,
That
like she
generic
just
meat.
said, the
Yeah.
generic meat. The
So there's a
generic meat
kickback
was
even off of
cheaper.
that.
Everything.
The generic meat was
Everything.
cheaper, people.
That's right. Burl
But
Kane-
but the taxpayers paying for the real meat.
Right. And the jails and the people that run the jails is giving them whoever they want.
And you
Burl
know, they
Kane had
say
to leave
it's how
office
you
because-
treat the least among you.
Woo! Come on.
How what you do to the least
Yeah.
among you determines what kind of society you are. So you had them hard-hearted, old hateful people that they broke the law, they need whatever they get, and you just don't know what you know where you are today, right now, but you don't know where you may end up tomorrow.
right.
So the very thing you wishing on somebody else may end up being your own destiny. You better be careful how you treat folk while you going up, because you never know when you gonna find
Now
yourself
my
down
grandmother
again.
always.
That's right.
You know, you say a man that
Now
is
you preaching now.
merciless ain't never found himself in need of mercy. When me and my family came before those courts, I have found myself over the past 18 years and 9 months in need of mercy. So it makes me merciful to those around me.
That's it.
If I can't help you, I sure ain't gonna hurt you.
You know, you really, I'm gonna tell you right now, people. I hope that my listeners are out there. I know my phones is blowing up over here in the corner, and I can't take any calls right now because you know it come a time when we just have to listen. You know, we have to listen so that we can act. We have to comprehend. We got to understand what this is really, really all about, people. We can no longer be silent. You know, if we look at what's happening right now in our criminal justice system, it's a disgrace. no mercy for the merciless, and you being victimized over and over again. Did you hear what she said? Not only that our taxpayers are paying to house the individual inmates, then you overtaxing the family members with these outrageous phone bills.
Hey, you know what happened?
You got
with
to buy
our
soap.
Attorney General, huh? From my understanding, the FCC had ruled that they could that they had to bring the phone rates into regulation.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
our Attorney General, as I understand it, has filed suit with some other states trying to tell the FCC that they can't tell them how much we can charge the families here in Louisiana for collect calls.
What you say with on
Now,
that
now
note?
we need to look at that and make sure it's valid. But if it is, it sure is a shame.
Woo,
really is.
wow. We got to go to break, and then we coming back and we're gonna close. Wow, people.
Fox Rich, set a fire up in here.
I just joined. I was just a log on the fire. I was just a log
Woo!
on the fire.
You got the airways hot now.
We'll be right back, but we got to come back. We got about 10 more minutes, and I hope I can take at least one call.
I appreciate you being here, sister.
Oh,
she's telling us some stuff, people, that we better wake up. We gotta realize that
It's the experience that she's gone through.
It's a now time.
There it is.
It's a right now time. The Bible speaks in the book of Psalms that the set time is now. And I want the preacher to get us a scripture, the chapter, and the verse when we come back.
The greatest American ever produced, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. King, this one's for you.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
This is the Reverend D. Dunn.
And Charles Stewart.
We will be coming to you live every Monday, 11 to 12 noon on New Orleans Talk Network, hosting a new show, A Church Without Walls. The church is us, and the church is you. We are church with no boundaries. Stay as long as you want, leave when you want. Remember, every Monday, 11 to 12 noon, tune into A Church with No Walls.
Don't you dare miss it.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned in to New Orleans Talk Network.
This is Tanya Free. Why does Senator McCain think the president is directly responsible for the tragedy in Orlando? And why is the commissioner in Alabama refusing to lower the American flag in honor of the victims in the Orlando mass shooting? Where's the love? How concerned are you that you or someone in your family may be a victim of a terrorist attack? We celebrated our emancipation on Juneteenth last weekend. Are we free? Philadelphia just passed a tax on soda pop. What's next? These stories and more this Wednesday on the Tanya Free and Friends Talk Show, 2 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Central.
Join Tanya Free and Friends at TanyaFree.com. On air, online, and on point.
Crown Properties Incorporated, development and property management specialist, specializing in commercial and residential properties. With over 20 years experience, we specialize in property management, tenant placement, rent collection. We also manage single-group housing. We have a full-time maintenance staff, 24-hour emergency on-call services, and we're fully licensed and insured. Let us do all the work while you receive the monthly checks at Crown Properties Incorporated. For more information, call 504-366-4001. That number again is 504-366-4001. Or come visit us at 405 Gretna Boulevard, Suite 109, Gretna, Louisiana. Crown Properties Incorporated, for all your property management needs. You be the investor, we'll be the landlord. Crown Properties Incorporated.
This joint was inspired by the greatest American ever produced, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Overlord, Dr. King, organize. This one's for you.
All right, we're back. We're back. We're back. Wow, we're having a dynamite show here today, people. Oh my. You know, I want to thank my guest for being in the studio with me today. I am certainly looking forward to her being a part of our show because she have given us some very, very important, powerful information on how, if it has ever been a time for us to stand up and fight on behalf of our loved ones, that all your husband needed was rehabilitation. You say at that moment of the crime, you knew then that the mistake that you had made was it, like something went off inside of you, that you knew it was your lesson. It was
Yes.
your lesson learned. And that you know, but I thank God that he allowed things to happen, because you're here in the studio with me today and you have a very powerful message to help people understand that the system is not like it used to be.
No,
It's
not
not
at all.
about
Rehabilitation.
no
It's all about profits.
money
And
all
the
the way
more of us
around.
that they can get in that system, the more money they can demand. Our state has cut every budget, $700 million from higher education. We have not cut $1 from the almost $1 billion a year prison budget here in Louisiana.
And that's what the whole world needs to know, people. We want the whole world to know that here in the state of Louisiana, the criminal justice system is a disgrace. It's a disaster. And we have to have justice. And when do we want it? Now. And we're not going to go away until we get it.
That's right.
And get a lot of our loved ones free.
That's right.
From this corrupt criminal justice
right.
system, out of these hellhole, I said it,
She said it.
God-forsaken hellhole jails and prisons
Throughout our state.
across this entire state.
Yes. And when we change this state, Miss Belinda, we change our world.
That's gonna be
because
the
Louisiana is the worst in the
That's
world.
it.
So if we change Louisiana, baby, we didn't change the whole wide world.
That's it.
Yes.
And that's why they're gonna nominate us for a Nobel Peace Prize. I'm gonna share mine with y'all.
You know,
I'm gonna be like, come on with. I don't know about my money. I don't know about my $1 million that they give you, but you know, I might, I can definitely share my title with y'all.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I had, and you talking. I just had a call the other day, and and I'm still, I guess, in the dilemma of the shock from the call that they're nominating me for the ambassador for the state of Louisiana.
Wow.
So, you know, I'm here to tell you,
Come
people,
a little closer. Let me touch on you. Rub some of that off on me.
Something is brewing.
That's right. The work is going forward.
And you know, it's God. I know it's God, people. This is a God thing.
That's right.
And you can't touch it.
Yes.
No matter what.
You know, and you know, Miss Rich, you just said the state of Louisiana can be the model for the whole world to see what happened when the people stand up and say enough is enough. We're not going to take this anymore. Okay, we're not going to be silent.
That's right.
We're not going to stand idly by.
We're going to make some noise.
Okay, we're going to make some noise. We're going to put our money where our mouth is.
To the Capitol and do a sit-in at the state Capitol.
Woo!
We have got to do something. What John Lewis and those other Congress members are doing, let it have a resounding, rippling effect to us, so that when our governor says that he is going to bring sweeping criminal justice reform in the spring with this next 2017 legislative session, he promised that he was. So I don't want no back crawling, no back bending, no knee fizzing, no none of that. It is time out, and change has got to be made.
Okay, and right now we're running out of time. We got 2 more minutes, and I definitely want you to give the call letters out for your foundation and your advertise your. I want you to talk about, because right now, people, listen, okay, you know, you can't sit back and you want to listen, but it's time to participate. Okay, we're not waiting anymore. Okay, all right, we're not sitting back, being nosy and investigating. We participating. Okay, and I want to make this announcement because I want every listening ear out there to know that Walter Reed's sentence is going to be in September, and we're going to give you the updates, the time, and the place. I want to pack the courthouse.
That's right.
Okay,
that's right.
I also want you to know, okay, that it's time to end all of his corruption, because he didn't do it all by himself.
Yeah.
Okay, we know,
and they know who you are.
Everybody know he didn't do it all by himself.
Hello, judges.
Okay, so it's time for us to end the corruption that was, you know, in his administration. Okay, all of his ex-ADAs and that are now, some of them are judges on the bench. You know, I'm going to be calling names next week.
We know you.
Of all the ones that we have targeted, every judge that was an ex-DA in Walter Reed's office working up under his corrupt administration that sit on the bench in the 22nd JDC, I'm going to be calling their names next week. I want everybody to know that you cannot trust them.
That's right.
You cannot depend on them.
Wait a minute. Stop right there.
Okay.
It ain't no fun now that the rabbit got the gun.
You can't depend on them to give us justice.
That's right.
Okay. You can't depend on the fact that they're sitting up there in them black robes and that they're going to dispense justice rightfully. They're not. They need to be removed. We want them gone.
I just want all of the listeners, can't tell you how much I have been delighted by being able to be in the midst of such greatness today, in the midst of legends for tomorrow. But they can check out my website, which is foxrich.com, and learn more about me. If you'd like for me to come and speak or share with your church, school, organization, or social organization, just give us a call. Also, if you are in the market for a ride, Fox Rich from economy to exotic. I'm Fox Rich, and I got it at Rich Motors of New Orleans. You can check us out at richmotorsnola.com. Yes. And we just look forward to our organization our foundation is Coalition for Mercy.
Yes.
So if you're looking to join our efforts in bringing about changes to the law to bring a more merciful judicial system, just let us know. I'm coming back.
All
y'all
right.
gonna get
You
in
gotta
next week.
come
I'm gonna
back.
be standing at the door. Y'all ain't got rid of me
You
yet.
gotta come back. Listen, people.
Louisiana United.
Yes. Yeah, listen. Wow, this has been a fantastic show today. You have anything you want to say? We out of here.
We out of here. We'll do it next week.
Next
This
week.
has been awesome.
Great show today. Thank all my listeners for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.
think you can do the streets in football. For everybody's civil rights. If you want.
Are you a member of Bedside Baptist? Well, now you can join Bethesda House of Prayer every Sunday for our live broadcast. It starts at approximately 9:45 every Sunday morning. Just go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com and click play. We can't wait for you to join us from your home. And don't forget, if you want to join us live and in person, service starts for 9.